Good morning. How's everybody doing? Yeah, it's been a minute. Haven't been able to record, but grateful for the opportunity today. Good morning,
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Wednesday morning, Nancy. What's good? State of the Union was yesterday. It's every year it's one of the most boring speeches you'll ever see. A lot of rhetoric, a lot of nonsense, a hell of a lot of clapping for no reason. Fake clapping, fake enthusiasm. These politicians are bad actors. They're good liars. It's weird because they're good liars, but they're bad actors. And especially the Democrats, they force these applause for things that we know are lies or exaggerations. They all do it. But the big story wasn't anything he really said. The biggest stories were, number one, he didn't talk about, of course he wasn't going to talk about that hot air balloon that was hanging over the country for a minute. He wasn't going to talk about that. But the big story actually was a little bit of romance, a little bit of drama. Let's get steamy. Let's get spicy this morning. Did Jill and Kamala's husband kiss on the lips? Did that happen or not? You tell me. I'll show you the video, and you tell me if they really kissed on the lips. And so I have two clips of it. I have one clip that's in the regular speed, and then I have one clip that's in slow motion. So let's see the slow motion one first because I want to dig into this in detail. So if you're just listening, I've got it in slow motion, and there's the kiss. This is the biggest thing that came out of. That's how meaningless this speech is nowadays. This is the biggest thing to come out of the speech, bar none for me. Everything else was just nonsense, dribble, rhetoric. We'll get into Pauly P in a second. Pauly P made an appearance, not just an appearance, not just like a cameo. That's how clownish this was. And you tell me. So they do these awkward, I don't know what this is, where this comes from. Somebody says it's from France or Italy. It's a European thing. I don't know. It's not something that I do. Don't see. I just don't know. Maybe you all do, which is fine. You do the little, innocent peck on the cheek or whatever. I don't even know what that is. It's just not from my culture or upbringing. Nothing against anybody who does it. But when you do it, you gotta make sure that you go for the cheek. So you gotta make sure that and really eyes shouldn't be closed. Am I wrong here? I don't know the decorum for this. We got kind of closed eyes here. What you should be going like making sure like you gotta kind of dodge the lips if you're gonna be doing that kind of stuff. Just awkward and embarrassing at best. At worst, it's time to get clowned, is what I would say. Time to get these jokes, at worst. What's good, Toy Mafia? Thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming, Laura Levinson. Thank you so much. No, this was hot. No, let's not try to be partisan about this. This was hot. This is spice right here. Like you read any of these steamy novels? I've read them before. Well, not whole books, but I've read some of these, whatever you call these. They're targeted towards women, and they're these romance novels, basically like the written version of what women really want to see from soap operas. And we're seeing it right in front of our very eyes. James Harrison says, I, for one, am glad that our leaders have moved on to swinging instead of peddling PDs from Ease Island. I think that's a good move. I agree. Showed you the slowed down version of it so you can make of it what you wish. Somebody said eyes closed. I cannot confirm or deny. I'm going to let you make up your own mind. Eyes looked semi-closed, at least to me. On the lips, and her mouth was open and everything. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I think they're splicing the clip from when she pulled away. Her mouth was open a little bit. Hey, good morning, everybody. Are you imagining Kamala Harris's husband with Jill? How's that coffee going for you this morning? John RB, this is not from me. This is from some rando on Twitter. Twitter said, yeah, they definitely were. Nah, I'm not going to go that far. I don't know about definitely. I'm not going to ignore the possibilities, though. Chrissy Mayer's assets for president 2024. This is a funny account. I think it's a Chrissy Mayer fan account. I don't know if it's her or not, but it's a very funny account. And BBT says his face looked like he enjoyed it. Guys, Jill's. Let's be honest here. Let's be real. Jill's, I believe, 71 years old. You're not going to find a much better looking 71-year-old. Okay, so let's if what's his name, Doug or whatever his name is, what's his title, the second husband or something like that, whatever his title is, or whatever I don't even know what his name is, forget his name. Hey, do it, enjoy it. It looked like he enjoyed it. It looked romantic. Hey, I'm good with that. Whatever floats your boat. You know that there's, they talk about certain types of prawn. There's prawn that begins with the G, like they talk about the mother prawn. There's granny prawn too. So if you're into that, you might really like the Jill kiss. Right? Who am I to judge? He was the first lady. He was the VP's husband. They wanted to build back better, but the one thing they didn't count on was falling in love. State of the Union in theaters now. Chrissy Mayer's assets tweeted that. That's a good tweet. I did the close up. I'm not making any YouTube. I'm not making any proclamations. I'm giving you the video. It's unedited. The one was slowed down, but there's no edits in it. That's a clip of it, and that's not where the cheeks are. Okay, like there's cheeks on your face. There's cheeks on your ass. Those are not cheeks. So. Eyes closed in that one, at least from Jill. We got and then you have the drama from Jill, and Jill allegedly hates Kamala. Just absolutely despises her. Brought out the race card against her allegedly diaper wearing husband. She fought for his honor. Brandon would not be president without Jill. So, Brandon, you better be down with this. She sacrificed a lot for you. You're in a different stage of your life. I don't even think the blue pills could help you at this point. Let her have her fun. She paid the dues for you, and you can return that in favor. That's the least you could do. Don't forget what Jill looked like back in the day. I'm kind of indifferent. Like, she's definitely not ugly. Let me just make sure. I want to be fair. One thing about this channel, I want to always be fair. Not ugly. I don't know. She looks a little, is it autistic or, I don't know. But she's not ugly. But that's Jill from back, believe it or not, that's Jill from back in the day, if you didn't know. Brandon, maybe if the blue pills do work, maybe you could get in on a little threesome. All three of y'all could do a little something. If you're just listening, this is the kiss, freeze framed, and then memesters did what they're going to do with it, put Brandon behind, what is his name? And I didn't care about his name. Now I feel stupid that I don't know. Is it Doug? What's his name? Yeah, Douglas. Just call him Douglas. So Brandon is behind Douglas. So Douglas is kissing Jill, and behind Douglas is Brandon sniffing Douglas. Hey, if you're into it, that could be some hot stuff. And don't forget, you can still do some stuff, Brandon. Buzz is 93, just got married to somebody 63. He's still laying that pipe. Why? You know what? There's a lot of hate out here for this company. And I'm going to give this company some credit, because without this company, Brandon wouldn't be able to do what he needs to do with Jill and Doug and the threesome. And Buzz wouldn't be able to do what congratulations, Buzz. You didn't get to the big cheese in the sky, but you will be able to lay some activities to your lovely 63-year-old wife.
The 65th Grammy Awards is sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah, sponsored by Pfizer. Let me know what you think. Believe it or not, that wasn't the most awkward thing that happened that night, last night. I said that night like it happened years ago. I believe, I'm not sure, but I think the guy in the hat is Pauly P. So you could get a foursome going. He'd be down. Who in their right mind, via Charlie Kirk, who in their right mind thought that bringing Pauly P was a good idea? No, not only did they bring Pauly P to the State of the Union, where are we as a country? What's happening? What's important to you right now? They're allegedly smuggling eggs across the border from Mexico because they're a luxury item, eggs. And they brought Pauly P in for the State of the Union. How's the state of your union, everybody? Charlie Kirk, I agree. Ben Shapiro said, Brandon is all for unity. Also, Brandon, I'm kind of paraphrasing his tweet here. Also, Brandon, you are all responsible for hitting Pauly P, pause, in the head, pause, with a hammer. Trump voters. Huh? Yeah, that's what they tried to do. They tried to sell it. I think we got some, the memesters were at it. And I think the memesters got some secret audio. Pauly P was there next to a Sunflower Country diplomat or whatever. I don't know the exact title. He was sandwiched in between a Sunflower Country diplomat. Sunflower Country was everywhere. The turtle, Mitch the turtle, was wearing a Sunflower Country tie and no American flag lapel or pin. Yeah, that's where we're at. Pauly P was there. He was celebrated. I'll show you that video in a second. Sandwiched in between a Sunflower Country diplomat and Bono. That's where we are right now.
And I got there at night. I think I had 7 fights in 5 hours. I only won 3 of them. My jaw broke and nose broke and both my eyes blackened. So I got into a bit of marijuana and a couple of bottles of rum, and that dulled the pain. That didn't work out. I ended up shitting myself.
The audio's low, so you might not be able to hear it. This is one of those bad translations on purpose with Pauly P sitting next to Bono at the State of our Union. That is the State of our Union. Perfect. This is perfect stuff. They tell you what the state of the... Don't listen to what Brandon said. Don't even worry about that. Look at all the other stuff that happened. That is the state of our union. Perfect stuff here. Pauly P there. Gunther Eagleman should be ashamed at this. He said, is it just me or did Pauly P look hammered? Come on, guys. We've done all the hammered jokes. Come on, Gunther. You're better than that. This is just... I was looking because I wanted to play the classic MC Hammer Can't Touch This, and I couldn't find it. Well, I wanted to find a version I could do without copyright. And there's this old guy. This is not Pauly P. There's this old guy that did a rendition of the song, believe it or not. It's just an old guy doing You Can't Touch This. Let's go. Get it. Yeah.
Can't touch it. Can't touch it.
Yeah, we're going to work on your rhythm, though.
Can't touch it. Can't touch it. My. Music hit me so hard. Makes me say, oh my Lord. Thank you for blessing me with a mind to rhyme and do quite me. Feels good. When you know you're down to a hometown, I know. And such, this is the beat. You can't touch it. I told him, homeboy, you can't touch it. Yeah, that's how we're living, you know. You can't touch it. Look at my eyes, man. You can't touch it. Yo, let me bust a funky lyric. You can't touch it. Rest your pants. I got it like that. You know, you know how to dance.
I want you to go to the breakdown. I want to hear the breakdown.
Can't touch it.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Yeah. Break it down. I want to hear you say stop, hammer time.
Stop, hammer time.
Yeah, that's my dude right there. There you go, Pauly P. We with you, man. That's what they should have played during the State of the Union yesterday. Believe it or not, in a bizarre State of the Union detour, I'd say it was a detour, Red State. Good, Kira Davis. You're right. It was a hell of a detour. I'm taking a detour this morning talking about some nonsense, but this was the State of the Union detour. Brandon blames J6 for the recent attack on Pauly P. It really happened. Perhaps the most bizarre moment of the night came when Biden stopped Hammer Time to honor Mr. Nancy P, Pauly P, to honor him. For what? Who was sitting in the gallery next to, I don't want anybody hurt. I mean, I'm not saying that you need to dishonor him, but we surely don't need to honor him. For what reason? Who was sitting in the gallery next to the Sunflower Country ambassador and whose name the president couldn't read. I probably couldn't read it either, so I won't clown you for that, Brandon. I did a live a while back where I was trying to read the city, like, is it the cities or territories in the Sunflower Country? And it was one of the most cringe things you ever heard. It was actually from, I think it was from the Putin speech, but I digress. Instead, he skipped right over it, and oddly enough, Bono of YouTube fame. Biden says the attack. He basically intimated that the attack was really about. He didn't really do this, did he? He didn't really say that the attack was about J6. You wouldn't say that. The attack on Pauly P. Trying to associate it with J6. Let me get the clip. I wanna play it to make sure you see that. If you didn't see it last night, I don't know who's watching these things. Other than those who are super engaged, who's watching the State of the Union? Not many. But if you're watching this channel, you might be engaged. Let's take a look. Here's the clip from last night. I present to you Brandon.
Few years, our democracy has been threatened and attacked, put at risk, put to the test in this very room on January the 6th. And then just a few months ago, an unhinged big lie, assailant unleashed a political violence, the home of the then Speaker of the House of Representatives, using the very same language the insurrectionists used as they stalked these halls and chanted on January 6th. Here tonight in this chamber is a man who bears the scars of that brutal attack, but is as tough and as strong, as resilient as they get. My friend Paul Pelosi. Paul, stand up.
As if you needed any other sign that the State of the Union has nothing to do with you or I. I'm glad that Pauly P's okay, but don't give a damn about Pauly P at all. And notice the verbiage on connecting it to J6.
Very room on January the 6th.
And
then just risk, put to the test in this very room on January the 6th. And then
they're still talking about January 6th. And then how do you connect it to
just
January
a few
6th?
months ago, an unhinged big lie, assailant unleashed a political violence, the home of the then Speaker of the House of Representatives.
I think at this moment in the back, you got Kevin here. Look at his face. If you're just watching, if you're just listening, I'm going to zoom in on his face. And Kevin McCarthy is literally cringing as Brandon says this. I think he probably should have pulled a Nancy P and just ripped up the speech at this moment.
Using the very same language the insurrectionists used.
You look at the body language here and Kamala Harris, they're good liars, but they're bad actors. So as he says this, Kamala Harris, look at her reaction. You just watch these politicians closely when they, and there's no lie here, but you know they're taking stuff out of like using the same language as J6. That's just a loose way, just the same way as saying, the 51 experts say that the Bob laptop is disinformation from Russia. We think it looks like that type of stuff. Look at Kamala Harris in the background.
Language the insurrectionists used as they.
She takes a big sigh. Nancy P looks down. Like they can lie, but they can't hide it. So just take a look at them and you'll see it in their expressions. Lindy Lee tried to go after Marjorie Taylor Greene. Why? Because she refused to stand for Polly P, as most Republicans did. So we're obligated to stand for Polly P, but not the national anthem? Why are we obligated to stand for Polly P? Somebody answer that question for me. These demonic creatures that got together for their ritual, their annual ritual that has nothing to do with you and I, some of them, most of them with the D, some of them with the D, I don't think there was any with the R that did this. They were wearing abort pins instead of the American flag and smiling about it. I am pro-choice legislatively. I am pro-life in my personal life, but I don't use my personal life to advocate for legislation. But this is demonic. I'm not wearing a pin that says abort. That doesn't align with my beliefs. That's the type of people you've got there. As Biden's former commander-in-chief Barack Obama once famously said, never let a good crisis go to waste. Polly P was doing God knows what with God knows who. So he has a crisis. He's got a allegedly problem with the bottle. And then all of a sudden, now it's Trump supporters who are the real problem. These people who got together in Congress and supported that and clapped that are human feces. Let me know what you think. Good morning, everybody. A Wednesday morning. I want to be fair with this topic, but Mr. DeSantis brought somebody to his Truth Summit. It's funny that he had the truth behind him, but here's what happened, and I do have a concern about this.
Thank you. Okay, also joining us here today is Libby Locke. She's a partner at Claire Locke LLP and is a extraordinaire when it comes to First Amendment defamation. So, Libby.
Thank you, Governor, for having me and putting.
Thank you.
She's a what, Mr. DeSantis? What is she?
When it comes to First Amendment defamation.
She's an extraordinaire.
And is a extraordinaire when it comes to First Amendment defamation.
Oh.
So, Libby.
So if you don't know, I'm playing a clip here of a lawyer at this summit that DeSantis had. And I have no problem with DeSantis and how he's handled Florida specifically. That's why I say he can stay his ass in Florida at this point. He's off of my top 10 list. Done with DeSantis and Dundada, Grandpappy Don. But let's look at this again. He said she's what?
And is a extraordinaire when it comes to First Amendment defamation. So, Libby.
She's
Thank
an
you, Governor, for having.
Extraordinaire when it comes to First Amendment defamation.
First Amendment defamation. Okay. So who is this Libby person that he honored? He said Libby is an extraordinaire at First Amendment defamation law. Oh, okay. Oh, this is what Libby does in her part-time, in her free time. She gets paid, though. Conservative power couple wage legal war on stuff I can't talk about on YouTube. Lawyers Tom and Libby go after Giuliani, Powell, and Mike Lindell for their conspiracy claims about the D-voting systems, seeking $3.9 billion. She represented the D-voting systems. Do you think that's somebody that I could ever support for president? Who would have somebody on the stage with him at this type of summit and call them an extraordinaire First Amendment defamation? Are you serious? Alex, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Said this is one of the lawyers Ron DeSantis decided to have at his press conference today. I'm sure she has some other clients, and we'll talk about that in a second. But if she was actually a conservative, why would she be targeting great Americans like real Mike Lindell? That's a fair question. One of her other clients is Project Veritas. River Parish says a ballot harvesting happened. What this stuff that I can't really talk about on YouTube didn't happen. That's a lie. You don't know if it happened or not. I'm not claiming it happened, but River don't, and this is not friend of the show, River Parish on Twitter, who I don't know who that is, says that the hacked situation I can't talk about on YouTube didn't happen. River, that is a lie. That is not true. You don't know that at all. And our U.S. government confirmed that. I've talked about it. Our U.S. government, the federal government, confirmed that they don't know if that happened or not. So don't spread lies. Is this the misinformation, disinformation, malinformation I've been hearing about? Lindell and others are distracting from legitimate issues by citing sensational ones. There have been some issues, and I had issues with Miss Powell. I'm not a fan of Miss Powell. But as far as Lindell and Giuliani, I do like what they've done. It's weird. I went from Giuliani being a good mayor to grifting. I hate using that word now, but that is what I thought it was off of 911. And then now to him being courageous. Giuliani's on the courageous side of history, going against the grain, going against the narrative, going against the cabal. Whether you agree with him or not, he's not taking the easy route at this point. So I do respect that. Sorry, River. This is bunk right here. I've talked about it after gaslighting the populist right for over a year. The federal government themselves admitted that the D machines are vulnerable. That's not from me, a dude in the basement. That is from the federal government, CISA. They said that. They have a report on it. Summary. From the CISA report, the advisory identifies vulnerabilities affecting versions of the D machines, which is an in-person machine used for our process, and it comes with everything using our process, tabulating it, and all that. There are vulnerabilities, is what the government said. CNN tried to play games with you, saying there was a federal review of D machine software flaws that haven't been exploited, and they say that the federal government said that those flaws haven't been exploited. That is a lie. The headline is false. It is a lie. The federal government released no report that said that. Here's what the report actually said. The report said CISA has no evidence that these vulnerabilities have been exploited. That's different than saying those vulnerabilities haven't been exploited. Just because you don't have evidence doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means they don't know. That's a funny way of them saying we don't know either way. So this headline is a lie. No qualifications. CNN, come at me. It's a lie. Period. Show me where the federal government has said that. Never said that. So that's why I have a problem. See, me and DeSantis, we don't have the same focuses. We don't have the same priorities. We don't have the same goals. I would never have someone who defended the D machine lies. I've done a whole breakdown on that. I'm not going to digress now. Maybe I'll do another video because old videos get lost. I don't even know what the title of the video is anymore. Maybe I'll just do it again. It's on YouTube. I did it on YouTube, still on there. And no strike. So me and DeSantis, we don't have the same priorities when it comes to stepping outside of Florida. You have a D machine lawyer up on the stage with you, talking about how she's an extraordinaire on the First Amendment, defamation rights. We aren't on the same team. So I'm not here to, if you're Team DeSantis, I'm not here to be against you. Tell me where I'm not being fair. You might not have the same priorities as I do. That doesn't mean I'm against you. My priorities are, I'm not supporting anybody who supports that nonsense. Chris here on Twitter says, I refuse to participate in the Trump-DeSantis civil war. It ain't a civil war. We aren't on the same team. It ain't a civil war. Trump, and I'm not Trump either. I'm not voting. Both of them are off my top 10 list for president. So I'm not participating in a civil war. Trump should make him his VP pick. I'm past that. And take the White House for the next 12 years. I'm past that. I'm Team Lake right now. Kathy Barnett. This is just as a side note. DeSantis tweeted, I was honored to receive the Zionist Hero Award. I continue to work to strengthen the Florida's long-standing relationship with Israel. What the hell is that? Somebody, and I'm open to being wrong. Somebody explain to me what the hell a relationship with Israel has to do with the state of Florida. You think I'm going to support that at the national level? Trump's already been the greatest president for them. Yeah, I'm moving on. I would be more likely to support Yay 24 than Mr. DeSantis. I'm moving on, y'all. Let me know what you think. I'm going to end with this, that I want to take a stance, because I have a website called Middle MAGA, and I want to take a stance here, a principled stance, and fight to support women in general. Jennifer Van Leer is great. I believe she's Red State. Great reporter, journalist, writer. No diss on that. Of course, she's done some great investigative work. She was the one that really dug into the RNC payment stuff and many other stories. She's one of the best out there. And she was feeling cute. You're on social media, you're feeling cute one day. And, I post pictures sometimes. I mean, we all do. And she was feeling cute. And she said on Twitter, if you're just listening, I'll describe it to you. I won't be able to do it justice, but I'll try to describe the photo for you and why I fully support her. There's 2 reasons why. She says, glad to be able to get more use out of this dress, even if it leaves glitter in my car. Well, I support you, Jennifer, but I don't really see much of a dress here. When I look at the picture and what you see first, it's not the dress. And you put a filter on it, which is I'm fine with. The filter looks dope. I like how the glasses look and everything. But I don't even see glitter on the dress. I don't even see a dress. There's your eyes. Well, I will speak for myself. Eye discipline. Keep your eyes up, guys. So she tweeted that. She's feeling cute. Everything on her Twitter feed doesn't have to be about politics, people. And most people were like, this is a female who tweeted this, but was like, Queen, you dropped this crown. And word, I'm right with you. Gary tweeted, oh my God, natural lips. Gary, you weren't looking at her lips, okay? Don't do that. Natural looking lips. I forgot she had lips. Libby Evans, of all people, weighed in on this. Libby is the perfect person to weigh in, and thank you for supporting Jennifer in her post, Libby. Gorgeous with the fire emojis. I'm right with you. Libby would know better than anybody else the support that she would need at this moment. If you don't remember, back in May of was it last year? I forget if it was last year or 2021. Libby had her own moment on Timcast, one of the most iconic moments on Timcast for a couple reasons. The same 2 reasons, I would say, as I support Jennifer Van Leer. At this point, I have no more females listening to the channel. I apologize. I felt like I wanted to stand up. So if you're a female listening to the channel, I'm doing this for you. In the Timcast chat, still to this day, if Libby goes on the show, you see, for some reason, people start posting milk emojis, mommy milk. Why would you be doing that? Why? Could somebody tell me why they're doing? I don't even understand this. Mommy milk, neuro milk army, and then chocolate chip cookies. Tim, I know the chat has gone kind of pushing at you now. But when you got the milk emojis, you're going to have to take the good with the bad. So she was the perfect one to respond. And then everybody wasn't feeling it. Lisa said, I'm embarrassed for you, talking about the picture with Jennifer. Completely cringe-worthy and not what you would expect from a journalist. The fact that you want to try to blast me to get more comments to feed your ego is even more cringy. I stand by my statement with emphasis. Very unprofessional. So this photo here, I think it's a woman named Lisa, said it was unprofessional. I don't know if I would call it professional or not, but I fully support it. Jennifer replied and said, I post one pic where I feel pretty and feminine. Go do you, girl. That also shows cleavage a lot. Yes. So she was perfectly honest with it, because there's one thing, there's showing cleavage, and then there's a lot of cleavage. And she was being honest with it. There's a lot of it there. But it's not like I asked God to create my body. God is good. And by the way, God, it's not like I asked God to create my body the way it was created. Yeah, God is good. And a few responses were pretty terrible. Jennifer, that's a little disingenuous because when I looked in the thread, it was nothing but Simpcast. So, I mean, there was maybe literally one or two out of hundreds of comments that I saw that were even mildly negative. I didn't see any slut shaming, but maybe she hit him. She might have seen him. Spare me your morality police and grow up. I agree with you. I fully support it. And I just want to make a statement. This is an official statement from middlemaga.com. Jennifer Van Leer, just for the record, I have no complaints, and I have your back 100%. Sorry for having great assets and correct opinions on everything. That's a mug that I could make for you to. It's very appropriate for this moment. Let me know what you think. Good morning, everybody. Oh, perfect timing. Man. Got to wake up the kids. Hopefully the mic. I didn't even test the mic, so whatever. If the mic doesn't roll, the mic doesn't roll. I didn't see any feedback, but yeah. Oh no, BBT says, please stream late in the afternoon. It's too early on the West Coast. I apologize for you, man. I gotta get it in when I can, man. I got a lot of life stuff going on. Who knows when I'll be able to stream. I don't think I've streamed the last 2 days. So I'll try to do clips and stuff from old streams or something to keep stuff coming up. But yeah, I would rather stream in the afternoon. I thank you for stopping by. I know it is early. I'm waking up so much on my mind. Literally today, I woke up 2 a.m. Mountain Time. I've been up since 2 a.m. Mountain Time. So it's one of those time frames, but the channel is cathartic in a way. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in future uploads about what's going on. Appreciate y'all. Take care.